So if you want to be a medical assistant, you want to know the good, the bad, what are the pros, what are the cons. So today we brought in Nancy Vang, a veteran medical assistant with over 7 years of experience and who's worked in a ton of different practice settings. She's going to share her whole experience and give you a realistic window into what the career is really like. And some of these pros and cons may completely shock you, so definitely stay until the end. And by the way, if you're new to the channel, I'm Grant. I'm a known certification and college expert, and on the channel, I provide tips and tricks for busy adults to get certified faster and to get to that career of your dreams without a ton of student debt and without having to drive to college every week. I love bringing experts on the channel like Nancy because they give you real insights on everything that you should expect with the career, the good and the bad. All right, so Nancy, take it away.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Nancy, and I have been a certified medical assistant since 2013. Today, we're going to dive into the pros and cons of being a medical assistant. And I do want to put a disclaimer at this point that these are my personal experiences and my personal opinions. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right in. One of the biggest pluses of being a medical assistant is that you have flexibility. And what I mean by flexibility is that you're able to find a schedule that works out for you. I actually learned this throughout my career as a medical assistant because when I first started, I did work a regular 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. schedule Monday through Friday. But when I relocated, I actually found a facility that opens at 7 a.m. and closes at 5. And that might seem like a lot of hours, and it is. But at the end of the week, I was able to have a whole half day of working on administrative tasks and catching up on things in the office. And then I was able to take the rest of the day off. So because of that, I was able to tend to my own personal needs, such as go to my doctor appointments and run my personal errands, without having to call off or put in any kind of vacation time. When you work an 8 to 5 job, because most offices do operate within those schedules, it can be hard to find time for yourself. So having that availability at the end of the week really helps me take care of myself. Aside from that, there are medical assistants who work in urgent cares and hospitals that have a 12-hour rotating shift. So you are able to pick that as your schedule if it works best for your lifestyle. You may work a couple of days a week and you're off the rest of the week, or you may have the opportunity to pick up extra additional shifts to make a little extra money. And building on that flexibility is the job security that being a medical assistant has. When I first started in 2013, the concept of a medical assistant wasn't new, but it wasn't utilized as much as it is today. And the demand for it definitely wasn't as much as it is today. Having that flexibility and that job security really opens up so many opportunities for you. You're able to expand your work profile, learn new skills, definitely perfect skills that you already know, and you're just able to find new opportunities to work in different offices, whether it be specialty or family medicine. And lastly, having all these different opportunities for you, you're able to gain more experience as a medical assistant. And so you're able to gain a lot of knowledge with patient care and office workflow. And a lot of medical assistants that I know, they have actually dipped into other healthcare avenues, such as healthcare management, becoming nurses, becoming lab technicians, phlebotomists, and even becoming providers such as nurse practitioners, physician assistants, and medical doctors as well. Having all of that experience underneath your belt really gives you a good foundation to explore other healthcare avenues if you do so in the future. So that's one of the biggest reasons why being a medical assistant is so great, because you have the flexibility, you have the job security, the experience is great, and it's a great entry point to dive into other healthcare field avenues. However, as with every upside, there is a downside. And one of the things that you have to really consider when you're becoming a medical assistant is if you're comfortable with being on the front line of the healthcare industry. You are typically the first initial point of contact for patients. And so that can actually put you in the crossfires of being exposed to bloodborne pathogens, illnesses, and diseases. So you have to be able to be comfortable with yourself to be in those situations and to put the interests of the patient first, but you shouldn't be afraid because hospitals and facilities, they definitely give you the right tools and equipment to protect yourself, such as gloves, gowns, goggles, masks, anything that can prevent you from catching any kind of illness or diseases that could be detrimental to your health. So you have to trust that your facility is going to be able to give you that, so you have the tools needed to be successful in taking care of the patient without exposing yourself or risking yourself. And if you're comfortable with that and you want to go ahead and start diving into what it's going to take to be a medical assistant, you'll want to make sure that you take a good look at the program you're looking into. This is why it's so important to find an accredited college or university, because when you have that accreditation, it gives you the credibility that you have the right training, you have the right experience to become a medical assistant to handle patient care. But that can be very costly. When I started in 2013, when I actually went to school, there really wasn't a whole lot of programs out there for me to enroll into. And so I actually had to move away. It was about an hour away from where I lived at, and I had to pay room and board, I had to pay my tuition, and that cost me a pretty penny. You were looking at probably about $30,000 for when I, finished my entire program. And that was my educational experience as well as my externship. And while that gave me a lot of experience, it was a lot of money. It was a lot of money out of pocket. It was a lot of money in student loans. But now there are a lot of programs out there and a lot of schools that offer medical assisting as a degree and as a diploma, but you just have to make sure they're accredited. And you also want to make sure that they offer some kind of hands-on experience for you. That internship or externship is so important for you becoming a medical assistant and having that hands-on experience, because as students, you're able to learn and make mistakes and have trained medical assistants kind of guide you on how to navigate difficult situations. So if you're missing that externship or internship opportunity, you're lacking that hands-on experience. And so when you go into the workforce and you're dealt these difficult situations, it may be harder for you to navigate because you've never been exposed to that kind of circumstance before. Keep in mind that programs that don't offer an externship may be more affordable, but again, you do lack that hands-on experience. And programs that do offer the externship just might cost a little bit more. By the way, guys, I love being a medical assistant, and if you are serious about becoming a medical assistant, you'll want to check out my Masterclass. In my Masterclass, I go over in depth what a medical assistant is, how you can cut costs on your education and training, and what common mistakes to avoid. It's a must. You have to check it out, and it's absolutely free, no cost to you. Check it out at medicalassistantmasterclass.com. I'll have a link down below. Lastly, being a medical assistant is stressful in all aspects. Clinically, you may be, tasked to work with patients for one provider for the entire day, and it's just you. I have worked in teams before as well, where there are multiple medical assistants working together to take care of patients. And while that does lighten the load because you are delegated particular tasks, you still have to prioritize your time and prioritize the tasks that are given to you. You don't ever want to put yourself in a situation where you're bottlenecking all of your duties, because that can put you at risk for making errors or overlooking important information. In addition to just having the stresses from your clinical duties, you may also face difficult patients that can make your day stressful as well. So you'll want to make sure you have the capability to de-escalate a situation and to ask for help, to step in when needed, so you're not in a situation where it could be harmful to you or the patient. And lastly, another point that could be very stressful for you as a medical assistant is that because you work so close alongside a physician, if you are working with a difficult physician, it can make your day very stressful because they may micromanage or they may like things a particular way. And if you don't meet their expectations, you may get reprimanded or you may get fussed at. So if you feel like working in a stressful environment just really isn't for you, that's another point to reevaluate if you really want to be a medical assistant, because once you step into this field, you'll definitely be faced with a whole plethora of different experiences, different circumstances, and you just want to make sure you're comfortable with facing difficult situations. So being a medical assistant definitely has its ups and downs. For me, the plus always outweighed the negative, and that's why I continue to stay in this career path. And I hope that in the future videos, you'll be able to see why I love being a medical assistant so much. So I'm just going to end it here, and I hope to see you next time.
All right, there you have it. Guys, if you liked all of this knowledge that Nancy just dropped, please hit that like button and the subscribe button as well so you can stay up to date on all the new content we've got coming out of the channel. On this channel, I try to cover everything that you need to know to make a great decision on moving forward towards that career of your dreams and making sure you get there as fast and in the best way possible. So definitely subscribe to stay up to date on all that new content we produce. Also, as Nancy mentioned, if you're serious and interested in becoming a medical assistant, then definitely check out that free masterclass we put together. It provides you that step-by-step blueprint on how to get in the field within 6 months without student loan debt, as fast as possible, and doing it the right way so you've got a great resume at the end. The link's in the show notes below. It's medicalassistantmasterclass.com, and you can register for free for a limited time. Also, if you've got any questions or comments, go ahead and leave them in the comments section below, and we'll try to have Nancy respond to all of them. So guys, until next time, take care.